great lead into sort of what my second question is, and that is, what activities are you monitoring and helping your team to celebrate? So what are you examining as you look at metrics for your church to go, hey, these things are healthy? What are those other activities that you're sort of watching as you're
Yeah.
working on growing?
Well, the thing that I would encourage people to do is, I think it's great. It's a great question because I think that, I think it's in Proverbs that says that a man should know the state of his flock. And I think you can look at that in a lot of different ways. One of the ways is you got to know who's doing what. What's the state? Are they healthy? Are they not healthy? Are they involved? They're not involved? Are they eating? Are they not eating? Like a flock, But the same thing so I think people tend to always go to attendance and finances. And I'm not saying not to measure those, but what I would say is focus on the activity. I'd want to know, man, how many people are being baptized? How many people are serving? How many people are in groups? And is that number growing every month? It needs to grow every month. Even in a church that runs, it's one thing to say, okay, you run 1,000, you grow every month, but even if you run 100, it's like, okay, well, we got 48 people serving. Okay, next month we got 51. That's 3. Next month we have 52. Okay, one more up. We got to be going up and to the right. So I'm looking at the tangibles. Obviously, I think discipleship is sort of a word that becomes a little more or less tangible. But I think you have to look at activities. So I'm looking at small groups. I'm looking at serving. I'm looking at baptism. Those are the things I'm looking at. I'm looking at giving, not just the number of giving, but is the number of givers going up? So, someone says we have 49 consistent givers. Okay. Next month, do we still have 49? 2 months later, still only 49? Or is it now 52? So now that's another trajectory of growth. Like, okay, now they're starting to trust the Lord financially. So that's the things that I would look at. Monitor not just the number of like, oh, this is how much money came in, but not monitor the givers, because that should show growth. Givers, serving, groups, baptisms, those things. And those are the things your team should be looking at on a regular basis. And especially your teams should be able to play a role in some of those. Now, they can't play a role in a lot of them, but they can play a role in the serving column. Like if they're recruiting, if they're trying to build their teams, we should be able to get those teams to go up. So you just want to see, and if you see those things go up, let's say for the next 6 months you ignored, Charles, the attendance, and you only focused on those things, I promise you the attendance will go up. I promise you they'll go up because the activity will lead to the result.
Yeah.